Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Bviccha, and we have a really important and informative program for you this evening. As you know, Christmas is coming. There's a lot of shopping going on. Economics is very important in the country right now. We're trying to keep all the money circulating in the territory. We want to encourage people to shop locally. We want to make sure that we have a good economic season, along with, of course, the celebration of the birth of Christ. We want to make sure that we keep as much of the dollars circulating in the BVI as possible. We're going to have an interesting discussion. I have with me this evening the president of the business committee of the BVI CCHA, the British Virgin Islands Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association, Brother Troy Christopher. We're going to be talking about economics. We're going to be talking about the importance of doing business in the territory. We're going to talk about what it means to keep our dollars circulating, what it means to support local businesses. And of course, as you know, this weekend on the Friday and Saturday, the 7th and the 8th, we have the BVI trade show coming up in the multipurpose sports complex. It's a major event, a mega event. A lot's going to be happening. A lot of educational information, special features, entertainment, food, a lot of vendors bringing their cutting edge information and technology to the public, opportunity for us to get to see what is actually happening in the territory regarding businesses and business opportunities. As a matter of fact, you might want to get out your resume and come down to the trade show and hand it out to the various businesses. Somebody might be employing, somebody might be looking for a person to help in the business. Somebody might be looking for a person to sell in the business or to manage the business. Or, you never can tell. So it's an opportunity, it's a big opportunity this weekend for us to network, for us to buy local, for us to share information with each other and help to keep our economy moving forward and developing and growing over the next several months and certainly over the next several years. We're going to come back with more Spotlight right after these words from our sponsors. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Roadtown, Tortola, BVI.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I want to introduce my brother here, Troy Christopher. Peace, my brother. Good to see you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to be here, Cromwell.
Yes, man. Lots been going on. A lot happening all around the world regarding economies. The world had just come out of a recession. Some countries are beginning to grow at a very small rate. I think the U.S. growth rate over the last year or so was 1.8%. Europe was talking about a double dip recession. So, everybody's talking now. Everybody seems to be grabbing on to the importance of keeping as much money circulating in your territory as long as you can, or in your community as long as you can.
Yes.
Don't just as soon as you get it, you ship it out. Because when you ship it out, you don't have it to circulate. And when you pass it around, you might touch it a couple of times before it goes, and that makes a significant difference in terms of economic growth and active economy. The BVI trade show is coming up this weekend. That has always been, from its inception, the purpose of the BVI trade show. Tell us a little bit about what's happening, the date and the times of the show, and what we can expect.
Well, I want to say from the outset that I'm really excited about the Buy BVI trade show, specifically this year. Buying BVI and BVI companies, doing business in the BVI and encouraging people to do business in the BVI is a foundational principle, specifically for Virgin Islanders. If you look at a lot of the different businesses that are in the Virgin Islands, and a number of people travel here and wonder why aren't there this business, or why aren't the conglomerates in the BVI so strongly as they are in other countries. We'd go back and realize that part of our founding principles is that we're encouraging a lot of locals to do as much business as possible, because we have found that it keeps the community strong. It's part of our successful model. And the Buy BVI trade show was founded basically on those principles, but more so, the trade show seeks to expose the business community to the public. A lot of times there are products and services available in the BVI that in your normal day-to-day moving around you may not be aware of. You may be doing advertising, you may be talking about different types of products and services, but getting a chance to come and look at the new products that the businesses are going to be offering, the new services that the businesses are going to be offering. Sometimes these are new businesses, sometimes they're existing businesses with new products and new services, and so the trade show gives them a chance to present that information to the public. It gives you, the public, a chance to see it all before everybody else, and sometimes you get a chance to see some of the packages that are coming up, some of the deals that are coming up, and the different things that we have to offer. So in that vein, this year in particular, I'm excited. We have sold out all our booths. A lot of vendors, over 50 vendors. Everybody is excited. I know the vendors are excited, and I know a number of persons in the public who always come out and support. They're going to be excited too to see what some of the vendors are going to be displaying.
Okay. Do we have an idea of what types of businesses the vendors represent?
It's a variety of businesses. A variety, I would say, from businesses in the tourism economy, some hoteliers, to in the marine side, different services in the marine side. We have vendors in sporting gear, some of the latest sporting equipment or health equipment, food, different vendors that have specialized in pastries and in different edibles, you call them. Maybe for the Christmas season, you'll see some really nice stuff out there.
And locally made
that has been packaged really nicely.
Nice, yes.
You have electronics. You have, of course, the telecommunications vendors are going to be there with their latest gadgets and iPhones and iPads and their latest packages for high-speed internet. Those of you wanting to surf the web at really fast speeds and that kind of stuff like that. So you're going to be able to demo a lot of the products, a lot of the services. There's also companies in alternative energy. There's so many different types of services. When you come to the trade show, you're definitely going to have a wide range of different types of businesses and services.
And you'll be surprised as well that businesses that you didn't know exist in the BVI, you will find out over this weekend that they have some of the services that you've been looking for the longest, and think that they didn't exist here and were looking elsewhere, and now you come to find out that they're actually here in the BVI as well.
Most definitely. Even in having the responsibility of helping to coordinate the trade show this year, some of the vendors and some of the businesses and services that I'm seeing in front of me now, I wasn't aware of. I wasn't aware of some of the really nice packages and services that are available. I know that some of the business persons may have had some of these services before. I know there's some that are really new, some new stuff that is going to be launching at the trade show. So when the customers come out, they're going to I think they're going to be impressed with some of the stuff that I've seen. Some of these businesses are becoming very creative and trying to rise to the challenge that's going on globally. You talked earlier about the environment being difficult. I think it presents some opportunity for a lot of businesses. Those who see that it presents an opportunity, people are changing. Some of the spending patterns are different, and businesses have to readjust sometimes their model. And there's opportunity there. There's some places where the environment is tough, we know. But again, the one thing that we know for sure is that the more we continue to strive to do good business and encourage people to support local businesses, the stronger the BVI economy will be, and it will keep us from falling into those problems that a lot of those countries who have outsourced the majority of their work and spend all their money in other countries have fallen into, and are now realizing that they should have continued to build a strong base of businesses in their own country.
One of the things that I've been doing is developing a shopping model for myself, as a person who considers themselves to be a nationalist, that I have to navigate through the pricing structure, the availability, the variety. I have to navigate all those things, and I have to make sure that I get what I want, but I also spend my money locally. And so I've been working on a model where I can do those things. And one of the things I've been noticing is that you have the tendency to get online and surf the web and Google the things that you want and look at them right there on the web, and you look at the prices, and the prices are good prices, and you're tempted right away to buy them because immediately you think that they are cheaper, and of course that's what you want. But I have found that I'm able to look at the products on the web, find them in the BVI, go to the store and say to the store owner, listen, I want this product. I see that you have it in the store. I'm getting it for this price. When I consider the shipping, when I consider the freight and the duty and the insurance and those things, I notice that the price is close. How much closer can you come? And within a reasonable closeness, I find that I can buy the product here, get what I want, get a competitive price, and know that the money is circulated in the economy. And one of the things that I'm excited about with the trade show and with business in the BVI in the last several months, maybe perhaps over a year now, that businesses in the BVI have become very competitive.
I think they have. I think they have been forced to. And although sometimes you don't want it to be too forced, it may be for the benefit of everybody. I think that we always want competition. As one of the points you talked about is shopping online. I think shopping online is proven to be a challenge not only for BVI businesses, but even in the United States, there are some challenges where a lot of businesses have been challenged with the accessibility of online shopping. But I think that that's going to shift slightly, in that a lot of businesses, even locally, are going to develop an online model as well, and they're going to be very competitive as well. I don't think that online shopping is necessarily going anywhere, but I think that a lot of the businesses that are local, you'll be able to get their services online as well, and will be able to become competitive.
And they have already become competitive with the online services. And the additional feature is that you are able to take your product back to the store.
Yes.
to have it service or replace, or if something is faulty about it, you're right there. And that's the thing I like. I like, in addition to the competitiveness of the local businesses presently, is that I am able to get service for the product, or get it returned, or get it fixed if I'm having a challenge with it.
Yeah, and for me, again, I think it depends on the product. I find that certain things I buy, I want to touch it and test it before I buy it. I was looking at a device today that I thought would be nice for my business, and after putting it through the paces, I realized that device would not work. And so I made an alternative choice. I was able to do that today in a local business because they had the product. You get a chance to see it, have it, see the weight of it, that kind of stuff like that.
And just imagine if you had to buy it from overseas and it got here only for you to find out that it wasn't as useful as you thought.
And sometimes
there would have been a
lot of the local businesses have become very good at giving advice to. There's a lot of the local electronic stores that can tell you how the stuff works. They can tell you what might suit you better. You might be able to test something, as you said, for a while, and you might be able to return it. I know within the clothing industry that has been very popular. While some people might buy their clothes online, I know there's a lot of people who use tailors for their clothes for customized stuff. There's a lot of people who like to see how a dress looks on them in the store first before they buy it. Sometimes they figure it will fit well. And for men, sometimes we are buying a pants, and there's different cut pants. Sometimes they don't fit you as well as you think. So sometimes you have to really try them on. And I know that those are some of the places where online shopping has a drawback. If you really want something to see how it looks on you, stand up in the mirror and see how it looks on you. Obviously buying locally or being there in person is better. So I think there's some significant advantages to, apart from the economic advantages, there's some significant advantages obviously to buying locally and being able to touch and feel and that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, the slogan, of course, this year is buy BVI and save. And of course there's been a myth for a long period of time that shopping overseas, leaving from here and going to other places, paying transportation and all those things, you're still coming back with, and paying duty when you come back, you're still coming back with cheaper goods. That is also no longer the case, and I think we are going a long way in this trade show to show that the deals are in the BVI. People are coming to the BVI now to get the deals.
Yeah, well, I think that I've definitely grown up in the BVI, and there was a time when I traveled. You could almost guarantee that what you're buying, you're overseas, and you figure you're going to see a savings. But in 2012, that is not the case to a great extent. It may be the case in some cases, but no longer do I take that for granted. Sometimes over the last 5 years, for sure, I know that a lot of people have been burned. They have told me that they've been burned because they saw something at one price overseas, and when they got back, wow, they saw the same product here. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's close. It's not every product, and there's still some products that are less expensive, but sometimes it becomes very complicated. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. Some persons that I've talked to since I've started the campaign have said, try. I understand what you're trying to say, but there's some prices that I've seen. I can't. The price is just way different. And for instance, they were talking about a piece of equipment. I think it was something like a jackhammer that they looked locally, and they saw the price. I think it was 3 something, or I'm using the price that I think I remember. And they said that they looked online and they saw the jackhammer for like $150, and they're saying that's twice as expensive. And it just doesn't make any sense. So the point that I'm talking about doesn't make any sense. So when I ask how much will it cost you to ship something as heavy as a jackhammer, the weight of it alone, and you realize it's almost $200 or sometimes it's more just for the weight, then sometimes it really depends on what you're seeing. I have had several things that I have purchased that just the weight of it to ship it is cost more than the product itself. So sometimes it's not so cut and dry to be able to say, I saw this one significantly more expensive, and the reason why, as if shipping some of the stuff, doesn't cost a lot. And in this day and age, although we have a lot of different types of shipping methods, I still find everybody is running from shipping, everybody is running from duty, everybody doesn't want to tell the custom officer exactly how much they paid, because sometimes when if you tell the custom officer the truth, you realize that
you operate at a loss.
You find out that you may be operating at a loss.
Yeah.
So and businesses obviously don't get away from it in the same way that we might get away from it, coming from St. Thomas and not telling the custom officer the truth. Yeah. But again, I think that the environment has changed. I don't necessarily see people going to St. Thomas to buy Capri Sun or paper towels and all of those types of items that maybe they used to 5 years ago. The local, some of the local businesses have been real competitive. I myself purchased a microwave oven for under $100 just a week ago, and I saw that price in more than one business places in the BVI. And I know when you would not have been able to get a microwave oven for under $100 in the BVI.
Yeah. Another thing too with shipping is distance. If you look at a product in California, say, you might think it's a really cheap price, but to get it from California here, the distance along with the weight, all of those, and I think what we're basically trying to say is that we need to start taking a different look at shopping. Start doing a different type of assessment to see what the true costs really are.
And to be honest, one of the things that I have discovered is the pursuit of lower prices is a race to the bottom. You have to be really careful how much you try to push your country into, I am going to buy solely on the lowest price, because we all know that no one can manufacture stuff at this day and age cheaper than the Chinese. And that has led to a lot of lost jobs. You might be somebody who has received your salary and hoping the new year is going to be a lot better, but the money that has been spent outside the country leads to not as strong as the economy, and it affects all of us. So we have to remember that if we want to keep a vibrant economy, we want to have something in there for the accountants, the plumbers, the drivers, the truck drivers, everybody who's in the chain, that although we want businesses to be competitive and efficient as efficient as they can, one of the benefits of the BVI again is the multiplicity of different types of employment opportunities that are available in the BVI. So it bears some consideration.
Yes, we gotta start thinking about what we're doing. We're gonna take a break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're gonna continue discussion on economics in the BVI. Christmas specials coming up, and particularly the big event this weekend is the BVI, the Buy BVI trade show and Expo. It's gonna be a lot going on, a lot to see, a lot of information disseminated. You need to be there. You need to bring the whole family. We're gonna talk about it some more when we come back. Stay tuned.
Spotlight is brought to you by Bolo's High-Tech Printery, Virgin Island Motors, and Clarence Thomas Limited.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with the president of the business committee of the British Virgin Islands Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association, Brother Troy Christopher. and we have a big event coming up this weekend, Friday the 7th and Saturday the 8th, and the multipurpose sports complex, the BVI Trade Show Expo. So a lot going to be happening. It's a great event. Of course, we left off talking about the importance of buying local, buying BVI, and the significance of it as well as the advantages of it. We know that we have about 50 or more vendors.
More than 50 vendors.
More than 50 vendors, which perhaps is more than we've had in the past. I think.
I know it's definitely more than we've had last year.
Yes.
And it shows the activity in the business community. Again, there's a lot of new businesses, a lot of different people starting up businesses. But the trade show this year, I think, is going to be very exciting. We've tried to put quite a bit of entertainment in there as well. We have, for instance, the Lashing Dogs is going to be there, closing down out the show on Friday evening. So whether you come there early or you want to go home first and come back, we've organized so that there's going to be food, and obviously you're going to be able to have something to eat. Obviously it's Christmas time, and we wanted to have a good environment where you can get something to eat and have great entertainment. The Miracle Steel Orchestra is going to be playing there, a steel band. We have the Francis Letsom Primary School Fungi Band. Those kids have been working very hard. And they're going to be displaying some of their skills. My good friend Sim Letsom is one of the teachers that have had the band practicing. There's going to be a poetry reading from the new book Golden Echoing Chimes of Our Heritage, which is written by Dr. Quincy Letsom. So you're going to be able to hear some excerpts from that book as well. And this is all after the opening ceremony. It starts at 10 on Friday. It starts at 10, and we go all the way to 7 or 8 o'clock. So there's a lot of time to be some of the first people to come through and see the new products and catch all the coupons and all the gift certificates and all the specials that they have at these booths. Some of the booths, some people come very early and they take some of the best prizes, and they take some of the best giveaways and stuff. By the time you get there wandering late, some of the stuff is gone. A lot of the vendors have assured me that they have lots of goodies and stuff for people coming through. Obviously it's Christmas time, and everybody has something that they're going to be sharing, so that's going to be great. And that's just on Friday. I'm going to use the opportunity to run through.
Yes.
On Saturday, we're going to be having a grand raffle drawing by a number of the booth vendors. There's going to be a number of things that you can win. We're going to have the Joseph Generation Gospel Singers, and they're going to be performing as well. The BVI Dance School by Sarah Penny. Their group, very popular. They're going to be doing a number as well. We have a bartending competition that's sponsored by Rotong Wholesale. They're going to be, I think the BVI culinary team is going to be showing us some skills when it comes to bartending or mixed drinks or something like that. We're going to see exactly how what that turns into. I think that's going to be very exciting. That's happening around 3:30 on Saturday, 3 to 4:30 on Saturday. We also have Kristen Fraser, who we're very proud to have partnered with us this year, from Treffle Designs. She has launched a new line, and she is going to be having a fashion show. I think it's starting at 5, and
no, that's on Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be on Saturday, and that's going to be very exciting.
Yes. She makes some great swimsuits, and her clothes is taking. Her line is taking shape all over the world, and people are beginning to recognize her as one of the up and coming young talents when it comes to clothing and design?
She's definitely been recognized all over the world. She's been featured in a lot of different magazines, including I think Ebony magazine and some real big magazines. And to have a local designer on that level, she's done shows all around the world right now. And to have again a local designer at that level, and she's going to be letting us see her new line and showing it off at our by BVI trade show. It goes to show the sky is the limit for entrepreneurs, BVI businesses. So she's partnered with us. She's going to do a great fashion show there for all the people who come through. We're also going to be wrapping up with the Showtime band, the VI Showtime band, and they're going to be hitting us with some great music, especially for some of the younger people going into the evening. So I think the atmosphere is going to be great. It's jam-packed with not only a number of businesses showing us their great products and services, but it has great entertainment, and we've tried to make sure that food is going to be there as well. So
so you could come down and in the middle of the day during your lunch hour, for example,
spend a good amount
of time. You could get something to eat, hang out, make some deals, you get some good discounts.
We also have
some recycling bags. I know there's going to be a lot of recycling bags being given out.
You're going to have bags so that you can put stuff in. I know, again, a lot of businesses are going to have some coupons. I know the Auto Spot, they're doing 25% off trade show special. You come to their booth and at JS Automotive, you're going to be able to get 25% off. You're going to go there and get the coupon from them and access their store, and that's a great either gift certificate, or for you guys out there who are car enthusiasts, or even if you just want different parts for your vehicle or some type of radio or set or something for your car. I mean, those guys carry a number of different things.
Yes. And you'll be able to come in and get in a car as well and come and kick the tires.
Yes,
and turn the steering wheel.
I've organized to have some car dealers have their cars present so that you can smell and see if you're looking for a new car. Some of the car dealers have some really great prices. They've partnered with some of the banks, and you want a brand new vehicle for Christmas, this might be the place to come and get it.
Yes.
Talk to some of those dealers and drive off with a brand new, if in Eastern you should say a brand new Beal.
A brand new Beal. I forget you from Langlook. But I thought you from Bruce.
No,
you got to Langlook.
Yeah. Yes. But let me just say, you can have a brand new vehicle is the word that
brand new Beal.
We used to say it's brand new Beal.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be a lot of excitement, I think, and a lot of opportunity for anyone coming through. Check out the vendors.
I wanted I think we were on Gadai's show
Monday,
and he mentioned people looking for jobs, and I just seized that idea. I thought it was a great idea that you could also come and present yourself to some of the businesses as well.
Yeah, he definitely suggested it, and I think it's a good idea too. I mean, you have the marketing people who are going to be there, or maybe some of the business owners themselves.
Yes,
and if you
drop off a resume,
or you tell them what your interest is.
Yes.
Have a good conversation. Listen, the trade show is a great place for a number of things, even just businesses. Even if you're a business and you're not in a trade show, you still can walk through and see what other businesses have.
Yes.
In the BVI, there's a number of businesses who work together with each other. Sometimes you're not familiar with everything all the businesses have to offer. And you can be not just a consumer, but you can be a business person looking to see what are the new products that are out there, and what you can use in your business locally, and who you can partner with, and who you can offer your business service to.
Well, absolutely. If you have a small business and you come to the trade show, you're going to find businesses there that have information technologies that may help your business to better at marketing, better at getting your message out. Even accounting softwares to help structure your business. So a big challenge that we have in the BVA regarding business growth and development is accounting and structure. You know, we have a business and it's not structured properly, and then you don't get the maximum productivity out of the employees. The employees don't get the maximum benefits out of the business. The relationships, the interrelationships in the organization is not maximized. The interpersonal skills are not developed. All of these things are challenges that we have in businesses, and all of these things, this information, this technology is going to be there in the trade show. You're going to have experts there explaining these things to you to help to develop your business as well.
And some of the businesses are going to be showing you some of their latest cutting edge products, and that's the part. I'm a techie, right, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the latest equipment, whether in surveillance or in home security or in high speed devices, tech devices, even in I know we have some insurance companies that are offering they're going to be launching some new packages. I think I saw one earlier that's doing a specific new policy for female drivers. Their statistics showed that female drivers got into accidents a lot less than their male counterparts, and they're going to be presenting a interesting new package specifically for women, and that's something that's definitely new that we're going to be seeing, and a number of different types of opportunities that are going to be there. So
also there's going to be a lot of education going on as well. There's going to be some special presentations, some special features on various business ideas. Perhaps some talk us about it, some banking ideas.
Well, there's definitely going to be a number of presentations. We've tried to encourage not only some of the businesses to have some presentations, but to encourage certain things that we think would be beneficial for the community. I know that Kevin Smith, who is let me give his exact name, the business development liaison in the Premier's office for the National
Business Bureau.
National Business Bureau.
I think he's heading the trade department now as well. Yeah.
They've been having a number of seminars over the last couple of weeks, and we're hoping that he can come and share with us some of the little tricks and some of the tips that have been shared in those seminars for those of us who weren't able to attend at the trade show. There's going to be a number of businesses, some in insurance, some in telecom, making some presentations for their businesses as well, showing you how to use tech devices to reach your whether it's your target audience for your business or to stay connected with your family overseas, and showing you exactly how these things work.
Maximizing use of the social networks.
That's right.
That's another new development that we see. A lot of our young businesses and entrepreneurs have their advertisements on Facebook and Twitter and all of these social networks. It's chock full of advertisement with promotions now.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention Digicel has partnered with the chamber, and they're going to be providing free Wi-Fi in the entire area for the days of the trade show, and that's obviously going to be excited. If you have different devices that you want to test, you're going to be able to get Wi-Fi, and it's a great opportunity for the businesses that are going to be there. They're going to be able to show their websites to their customers live. Some of the businesses have some great websites, and some businesses, again, you can order from their websites, and they're going to be fully powered. So again, we want to thank Digicel for partnering with us in providing that type of service.
And we've had some great partners like Rotong Wholesale.
Most definitely.
Yes. And perhaps you want to maybe mention some of the others.
Well, let me run through the major sponsors. We have obviously the Premier's office, who continues to support the BVI trade show annually, every year. It's something that regardless of its government that's in power, has always supported local businesses and at least the trade show. Digicel, which we talked about before. We have Rotong Wholesale, who is also one of our major sponsors this year. They're going to be showing a number of different food and beverage products. Rotong Wholesale has a number of brands that they carry.
And they're going to be sponsoring the bartending competition.
And they're going to be sponsoring the bartending competition. Mm-hmm. We also have First Caribbean Bank, who is one of our major sponsors again this year. We have BVI Construction Management, KIM, who has a lot of new construction equipment. I know they've been talking about a variety of different things. So apart from the major sponsors, again, there's a number of different types of businesses that are going to be there, but we definitely want to thank the major sponsors who have made the trade show possible and have contributed heavily to making sure that we have a good experience.
Mm-hmm. We've been talking a lot about, we're going to open up the phones. Let me just say that first. We're going to open up the phones so you can call us. The number's going to come up on the screen. And we could ask questions about the trade show, or if you disagree with some of the things that we've been talking about tonight when it comes to buying local and some of the challenges that you may have found when buying local, whether it's service or whether it's price, because we need to know these things so that we can work to improve them and to make sure that we stay on the cutting edge of service, particularly here in the BVI. That's one of the challenges that a lot of people talk about, is the service in the BVI. We've been noting some improvements. We know that we are aware of some of the service challenges that we're having, and we've been noticing that businesses are paying keen attention to develop a service standard that is on par with any other country. I've been traveling over the last several weeks to various Caribbean countries, and I've come to the realization that yes, we have some service challenges, but we're not alone, and our services is not necessarily the worst in the Caribbean, although we have ways to go to improve that. So you can talk to us about some of those challenges, talk to us about some of the pricing challenges that you have, and let's see how we could work together to improve.
Or they can I would be interested if anyone wants to talk about what they would like to see.
Yes.
In the BVI, any different types of services that they don't think is available, that they think that businesses should start.
Yes.
Whether they want to text us or call and have a discussion, I would be interested in that.
Yeah, we'd be interested to hear that. We were looking at a clip earlier, a news item actually, and talking about buying local, and it seems like that is a theme that has been resounding around the world, everywhere.
Yeah, it's actually a clip that I saw. I think it was earlier last week, and it was really interesting to me because they were talking about Small Business Saturday and encouraging businesses, and this is in the United States,
yes.
Encouraging people to spend their money locally, even not with some of the bigger conglomerates, but make sure that the small businesses, receive a good portion of the share of business.
And money circulate in the community.
Yeah. So I recorded a clip and I brought it just to show the public that some of the stuff that we have been talking about locally, other countries are realizing how important it is,
and bigger countries,
and we are realizing that we've been on the correct path by promoting our people to do business and to encourage us to spend as much money.
As a matter of fact, on my way home last night, I was listening to a station, I think St. Croix, and they had the chamber in St. Croix had a slogan, "Shop local so we can buy local," and it was interesting because I was trying to. It's a catchy slogan, but it's intricate in that when you say shop local so I could buy local, is like a play on words that you have to really pay attention to, meaning that if you spend your money local, then somebody else would have a job so that they could also buy local. Mm-hmm. So shop local so I could buy local. It goes a long way in terms of business advancement and development. Thank you very much for calling Spotlight. Go right ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, you're on Spotlight. Speak to us.
Yes. My concern is to just ask one question. Do you think that the government should be competing with not even small business, with just business as a whole, in terms of having the e-zone thing that they are now promoting real hard to take away money from the country to go overseas to spend it? And I'm sure that those things that they are promoting with e-zone to shop overseas, government people in the country cannot go to them and ask them for sponsorship money. I think government should look into that thing that they are promoting, especially with e-zone, because they are killing a lot of business right now. You are just speaking and it's killing a lot of business. So that's my question, and I think that government should actually compete with small business in terms of that way, especially in the internet shopping.
But thank you very much for that call, my brother. You want to hold on to get in on the conversation, or you want to hang up and listen?
No, I hang up and listen.
All right, thank you very much. Very interesting question.
I have heard that complaint a number of times within this last week.
Yes, and myself. As a matter of fact, I was one of the persons who were going to get ready to complain about it. That's why I'm here smiling.
Yeah. It's a very interesting question, and I know that in the past, government has been reluctant to compete directly with local businesses. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. It's really interesting because government have always provided a mail service in the past, and my understanding is that e-zone is still some sort of a modern mail service.
Yes,
but I know that a number of people are complaining because it seems like they're making it so easy to spend your money outside the country.
Yes,
that's the challenge. In the past, the service have been basically if you're ordering something or somebody sending you something, there is almost like a formal way that you can receive it. But they're actually naming stores and naming companies overseas that they're recommending almost places where you can spend your money overseas, and that's a lot different to
providing a service.
What governments have done in the past.
The provision of a mail service, that's one aspect of then that's a need. But to sell international companies in the BVI, I mean that is really an interesting thing, because it's me selling other people's stuff against myself, because the government is me, the mail service is mine, and I'm using the mail service to sell it, to compete with myself internationally.
I know. A number of people have talked to me about it, and I've promised that to investigate it a little closer, because I know some persons have said that they're even, if you don't have a credit card, they're even providing some kind of solution for that as well. So
there are situations where certain companies don't take credit cards that are not from the U.S. territory.
And why it has become so interesting is because in a lot of states now, they're looking at implementing an internet tax on goods that are purchased over the internet. And the question has become why. And it's because the businesses that are registered in your country, obviously they're paying taxes, they have a trade license, they have a license to do business, they have people employed, and they have overhead, they're paying part of the rent, that kind of stuff like that. And normally, people who want to do business within your jurisdiction have to, get a license. But with how the internet has materialized, some U.S. states have said that just ordering something over the internet, they're going to have to pay some kind of other tax on those goods that are purchased. I don't know if the BVI is going to have to do the same thing. I don't know whether it's going to make a difference or not. It might be that this new method is here and we're all going to have to adapt to it, but it's going to ruffle some feathers. But I think that we're going to figure it out, because the one thing that I know is once money start to leave your shores and you start to lose jobs and businesses, then you're going to have to change something in terms of what you're doing.
Yeah, that post office situation we need to re-examine it. We need to take a look at it and see, where the benefits are and where the harm is. So that's something we definitely have to pay attention to, because we can't be using our mail service to assist in competing with our local businesses. It's just something that just can't happen.
Well, there's a number of other services and businesses that are going to spring up and have been springing up that are doing the same thing. What I can promise the caller is that I'm going to definitely speak to the post master about the concept and get a much clearer picture on exactly what is the intention or how it's going to be implemented or what it is they expect to happen based on some of the complaints that I've heard.
And there's a nuance difference, there's a subtle difference when the government is doing it, as opposed to when a private enterprise is taking advantage.
The business is doing it?
Yeah, well, when the private enterprise is taking advantage of an opportunity that's developing. And I think that's what one of the issues that Carlos pointed to. Should the government be involved in the competition with business? That is a tricky area. In some instances, yes, in some instances, no, and that's why it needs to be investigated, and that's why we need to look at the pros and cons of it. We're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors, and we're going to come right back with more about the BVI trade show right after these words from our sponsors.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Roadtown, Tortola, BVI.
Welcome back to Spotlight. We certainly appreciate that call. That was an interesting call, Troy. And of course, we're talking about the BVI trade show coming up on the 7th and 8th. That's this Friday and Saturday. And as you heard, there's going to be a lot of entertainment, a lot of information. You're going to be able to see what the BVI businesses have to offer, latest technology, the latest in technology, the latest in goods and services, some local products, particularly edibles that have been manufactured here and packaged. I know there's going to be some guava berry being sold. We're making some real serious guava berry now, and got in some nice little cute little bottles that you could give away for Christmas. Matter of fact, a good business idea for a business is to give a little bottle of guava berry to your customers. I did that a couple of years. To all my customers.
It's well received.
Give them a little bottle of guava berry with a card. Say thank you for your business.
Yeah,
that's a great gift idea. And we're gonna have all those things at the trade show. And also, I want to encourage persons who are looking for employment to come now with their resumes and just hand them out to the business there. the business is there as well, and you can hang out there and talk and eat. There's going to be a food court, and it's going to be great.
No, well, I just wanted to say also there's going to be arts and craft there as well. A lot of different stuff in the automotive industry as well for young people and older people who want their cars fixed up, you want them customized. Electronics suppliers as well. In sporting, you're looking for some of the latest sporting gear. Sporting is a big trend now. And
a sneaker ain't just a sneaker anymore.
No, they could have sneakers with the
high-tech
sneakers, and not only that, some of the sporting goods stores can show you how to actually use the equipment.
Yes.
A lot of the stuff that are available, we don't know how to wear them properly, we don't know how to use them properly, and sometimes we're not sure what the latest in the what. This trade show obviously is going to be about the latest and what the businesses have to offer and seeing some of the new stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about the clip. The numbers on the screen, and call us or text us, and we like to engage in the discussion. We appreciate that call. It's a very important call. So, whatever you think that you want to talk about regarding business and economics in the territory, feel free to call us. Don't feel limited. We're talking about buying local, circulating our money in the community, circulating the money in the territory. Everybody is talking about it. We are talking about it here. They're talking about it in St. Thomas. They're talking about it in St. Croix. They're talking about it in St. John. They're talking about it in Puerto Rico. They're talking about it in the United States of America. And we want to go to this clip now. We want to hear the idea that this community came up with for small businesses and talking about a small business Saturday and having people come on certain days to shop, and they offer discounts and even bigger businesses supporting the smaller businesses. Let's take a look at this clip.
Cardholders to shop local stores today. It's become known as Small Business Saturday. Sean Lewis found that the campaign's impact went a long way on Main Street.
In a neighborhood rich in history and small business, the push to shop local played a big role in Andersonville.
Emphasis on neighborhood and community shops is a very important thing. Bringing awareness to it, I think, is a very important thing as well.
Jay Horn just opened a pet store on the far north side.
Oh, you're so excited. Huh?
And sees this Small Business Saturday in a new light.
I think it's incredibly important to keep money and funds local, supporting businesses that keep 100% of their money on a local level.
That theme was echoed across the city today, including in Hyde Park, where White House Senior Advisor Valerie Jarrett talked about the benefits of this day, which was started by American Express for her second year in a row.
It's very important to the administration. Small businesses are really the economic engine, and as we think about creating jobs and helping create an economy that's here to last, we need to make sure that we're investing in small businesses.
At Mr. and Mrs. Diggs on North Clark, the sign welcomes Small Business Saturday to get the word out in a way few local stores could do on their own.
We definitely need a reminder for the public to come out and support us and to find out that we even exist.
She points to local designers being carried at local stores as an incentive for shoppers.
I'm very thankful that Small Business Saturday exists because I think we're going to do great, and I think people, especially in this neighborhood, are all for it and supporting each other.
I have store owners telling me that people come to them and say, if I can't buy it locally this year, I'm just not going to buy it.
Indeed, just as the frenzy of Black Friday at big retailers gives way to a quieter Small Business Saturday, the balance, at least for today, is appreciated on Main Street.
Nothing wrong with big corporations. They create jobs and build a strong economy, but I think to patronize both sides is very important.
On the city's north side, Sean Lewis, WGN News.
Yeah, Brother Troy, small business is the economic hub of the territory. We talk about providing jobs, small businesses or the businesses that's providing the jobs for the community. You heard it yourself. That's what the one business owner was saying there. The job that you save may be your own. When you shop local, you're generating income for business to employ. and you as a shopper who has to work in the community, your security is tied up. Your job security, your ability to pay your rent, your ability to buy food, your ability to buy clothes, your ability to take care of your children is tied up in the money that you get from that business going back into that business.
It's a very important concept that I think that most people don't realize. Sometimes we wonder why we promote spending your money locally so aggressively, or why we say shop local. Some people sometimes create a mental separation between them and local businesses. But I'm going to make two very important references. Some people have said to me that we don't get them, the businesses don't give them good service, and that is the case in too many cases. But the interesting question is, of the people who are going overseas for this better service, where do they work? Who are they? Who are those people who are traveling overseas looking for these better services? They are the people who are working in the businesses that are saying
that are providing those services.
They don't get good service. So we are the people who are employed in those businesses throughout the whole BVI, and we are arguing against ourselves that we are not giving good service, and then we are going and spending our money overseas because we ourselves
are not providing
good service for each other. So we don't realize sometimes that if somebody asks me, Troy, do you give good service, that I have to think on whether or not I provide good service, or whether, Cromwell, do you give good service, and the other people who work with me or in different establishments,
are we giving good service?
Are we giving good services? Yeah. Good service. And then going overseas, sometimes in search of good service. Yeah. And it's really ironic that we are the ones who are doing this to our own selves.
And responsible for giving
good service.
And going to put ourselves out of a job because we ain't giving ourselves out of a job.
Yeah. And talking about putting our own selves out of a job, imagine someone who has just received their paycheck, and they feel to themselves that regardless of what Troy and Cromwell and some others say, I am going to shop where I can get the best value. And nothing is wrong with that. Sometimes there's a challenge. People know that their money has to stretch. But imagine you are looking at your monies for the season, and you are saying, well, I am going to buy it where I can get it the cheapest, and I'm hoping that when the year comes, things are going to get better. Because maybe I don't have enough disposable income, things are tight, and I'm hoping things are going to get better next year. Well, I can guarantee you, if we spend our money overseas, things are not getting better.
Yeah.
If we spend our money in the BVI, we will realize that the business that was slow with you have just picked up, because business is picking up because we are shopping locally, and so things may get better.
Well, you got a better chance of things getting better.
Yeah, it's going to get better because the money is staying within the territory. And that's what makes things get better.
Yeah.
So in a lot
of have to hope.
No, we know that the biggest injection of money that we can get in our economy is to make sure as little of it leaves as possible.
Yes.
We know that keeping money circulating. So what those guys are using for? Let the money flow.
Yes.
Keep the money running or something like that.
Yeah. Keep the money flowing.
Keep the money flowing.
Yes.
As you encourage people to contribute to their local economy, and do business with the money, do business in the BVI, is going to keep the money flowing.
Yeah. And it's going to go right or wrong.
And that's so for every businesses. Where I'm in the media business,
yes,
and my business comes from locals.
Yes.
And whether you're a lawyer, your business comes from local people, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
However you slice it, even if you feel that you're in the financial services industry and your money doesn't come from there, whenever the BVI has problems, your taxes are the ones that are going to go up to pay for the services that have fallen short in the other side. So again, the reason why we try to say why they are saying in the clip to shop locally, and why they're saying in St. Thomas and when they're saying all over the world, is because it's the only guaranteed way to make sure that your economy stays strong and we continue to look after each other's jobs and make sure we have low employment numbers.
We are able to provide food, clothing, and shelter for ourselves.
We're in it together, regardless of what.
Yeah,
we're in it together.
And we have to buy into that principle and keep it uppermost.
And it's one of the reasons why I say that the best, just shopping alone and the very, very best price is not always the best mentality to have. If you breed that mentality only,
yes,
you're going to get yourself in trouble. Because if you notice, there's a lot of countries in the world who remain strong that don't promote that type of a mentality. When I look at Paris, they don't necessarily shop on the best prices. They have a cultural flavor, and if the stuff, the stuff that they've made there, they pay close attention to. When you look at Italy, they create a little thing for themselves, and the best prices in the number one thing. When you look at something, even in the UK, it is not necessarily the best prices. In the UK, by far, has the highest, some of the highest tax rates than anybody else. And still, although people look for the good prices, some level of patriotism or nationalism has to come into play so that you continue to have a strong economy. And you want to tell this to your citizens all the time and teach them, listen, you know that sometimes you purchase stuff overseas, but make sure you share a portion of your money with the local community and spend it. Yeah. And that's the point that we're saying, especially when a lot of the businesses have been trying so hard. They have great products and services that are here for you guys to
giving you great packages, very competitive prices. You're getting the best of all the worlds. I mean, and that's why I said earlier that I'm developing a model of shopping for myself, a personal model of shopping that speaks to my nationalist leaning, my nationalist tendency, so that I'm always conscious of what I'm doing when I'm spending my money, and striking a balance between getting a good, getting the product I need, getting it for a fair price, and making sure that money stays in the country. Because even if I spend a little more for it, I'm benefiting in the fact that it's coming back around.
You have a very good chance that a good portion of that money is going to come back to you. And one of the strong points we have to make is that even if the money doesn't come back to you and it comes back to your brother, or it comes back to some other person, then that other person can come back to you.
It's circulated.
Whenever money circulates, it's always better.
It's always better. When I come in the morning on American Airlines 7 o'clock flight, and it leaves on the 7 o'clock flight in the night, we ain't touching it. We don't see it.
Everybody has to get a little touch.
Everybody got to get a little touch.
And that normally makes things significantly better.
Yes. We have a few minutes remaining. Let's go over for the last few minutes remaining. Let's go over the trade show.
Again, it's a Buy BVI trade show. The theme this year is Buy BVI and Save.
Yes.
Because we believe that a number of businesses have improved themselves to a point where you're definitely saving time and in a lot of cases money by buying local. and we know that a lot of things have changed over the years. There's going to be a variety of different businesses. There's going to be great food and beverage products. I know Ollie, we talked about some of the companies who are going to be doing specialized pastries and goodies and stuff packaged. Maybe for the season, we've made great
local products.
Yeah, gift items. There's going to be some great arts and craft as well. Again, this is the season if you're looking for a piece of artwork or something special for a gift. Sometimes there's some people that's very difficult to buy for, and they might prefer art.
And usually those people who are difficult to buy for are people who appreciate
appreciate the art, the art pieces. There's going to be automotive dealers that are going to have some vehicles
and some good prices
at the trade show.
Financing will be available.
With some financing packages with the banks. I know some of them have partnered with banks. And if you are looking for something really special this season, which might be a vehicle or your vehicle isn't not in the best shape, you may be able to get a great price on a vehicle or some type of financing arrangement that you've been looking for that makes it a lot easier for you this season. We've also have, apart from vehicles, there's other businesses in the automotive industry itself that deals with customizing your vehicles and all the latest trimmings for your dash and your car and your wheels and your rims and all that kind of stuff.
Make it walk good and look good.
Make it look good. That's a big thing for some people. Alternative energy.
Yes.
This might be a great time for you to experiment with some alternative energy. There's been a big push in government to go green and to use both LED and solar and these different devices. There's going to be.
You will be amazed. You will be amazed at how changing your light bulbs will reduce your electricity bill. Well, it's the most amazing thing.
Some people I know have really testified about it. I myself have changed not all of mine as yet, but have changed some. I know one of the biggest advantages that I have had is that I've had places where the bulb used to keep blowing all the time, blow every minute I have to change the bulb. And once I changed to the LED bulbs, that problem disappeared.
I took out all of my halogen fixtures. My house was nothing but halogen fixtures.
The halogens for sure carry significant amount of heat.
Brother, 150 watts per light. I was serious, Yeah. I took them all out and replaced them.
So you should be one of who saw a significant reduction in your
I would say between 50 and 75% reduction.
Wow.
Seriously, but cut my bill and solar water heating, your water heater is just amazing.
Well,
I was paying a small mortgage. I will pay the apartment rent for life.
Well, again, we have a number of alternative energy solutions out there. I know even companies like Parts and Power who can show you how to deal with your power surges and power surge protection and some of the latest stuff when it comes to the digital readout and the digital concepts when it comes to how you deal with some of these, maybe combinations of alternative energy and the grid or just surge protection also is going to be there. Building and design construction companies are going to be there. Supplies, telecommunications, educational and training. Banks. The banks are going to be there if you're looking for something special. Some of the banks always have a special deal for the Christmas season. Maybe you might be looking for what those banks call it again when they defer your bank payment or sometimes you
deferred loan to help you to get gifts for Christmas.
Either a deferred loan or some type of personal loan to make sure your house is fixed up. You're looking for furniture or something like that. Whatever it is, the banks
spruce up the environment.
The banks are going to be there with their packages as well. A tremendous amount of entertainment. Again, we have DJ Bosch obviously is going to have the place on fire as a DJ. We're going to have the Lashing Dogs with some excellent fungi music. We're going to also have the Showtime Band on Saturday night for the younger crowd. We have a lot of the youngsters performing. The Francis Litson Primary School, they're going to have their fungi band is going to be there. The Miracles Touch Steel Orchestra also is going to be there. The BVI Dance School is going to be there. The Joseph Generation Gospel Singers, they're going to be performing as well. The fashion show, it's going to be really impressive. Kristen Fraser, Truffle Designs, a local designer, very proud of her, and she's going to be showing her new line.
Yes.
Her new line is going to be there.
You can come and taste some good some good custom mix drinks. The bartending competition.
Bartending competition sponsored by Rotang Wholesale. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to be doing for this year, seeing as how it's Christmas, if they're going to come up with whatever these different flavors.
How they're going to incorporate guava berry into the mix.
So it's a ton of stuff. We've organized to have food vendors there as well, so that you can have some kind of food and be able to come and eat and listen to music and shop is the combination we've tried to organize. So again, I'm encouraging everybody to come out to the BVI Trade Show the 7th and 8th this Friday and Saturday. Again, it's a lot of entertainment, but it's going to be a lot of fun as well. Come and get those special coupons and discounts and gift certificates, and the vendors are allowed to sell on the floor. So some of the lucky people who come early, they're going to get some great deals and offers. So I'm just here to present the information and encourage BVI residents to support themselves, basically.
Buy BVI and save.
Buy BVI and save.
Yes.
And not just for the vendors at the Buy BVI Trade Show, all throughout the BVI.
Yes.
I know that Virgin Garda is having their Christmas in Spanish Town.
Yes.
And
they need to be supported as well.
The concept is similar. Yeah. Vendors encouraging business in all the different areas that we can, because everybody gets a chance to touch a little bit of the money that's passing, as tight as it might be.
Yes.
Try your best, and we'll find that when the year turns, things will look a lot better for us. We know for a fact that if you spend all our money overseas,
they ain't nothing to come back around.
They have nothing to come back when the year turns, and we know that we're going to feel we're going to feel it hard.
We're going to feel it.
So try your best, and again, support the BVI Trade Expo. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there.
And support your local business. And if there's any questions that we didn't answer tonight, you can call the BVI CCHA, Chamber of Commerce and Hotel Association, at 494-3514. Persons there, the director as well as the assistant, will be able to answer all your questions on all opportunities that's coming up in the trade show in the business community over the next several weeks and months that's coming. Well, Brother Troy, I think we've certainly made the case, I think, tonight for the importance.
We've tried our best.
What we're doing.
I've tried my best. There's a lot of things that we could get into a lot deeper. I'm going to try to promise to come on the show some more and discuss with the community some of the challenges that they're having, because I think that sometimes when the residents complain, we have a responsibility to try to see if we can address the challenges that they're having. And I'm going to encourage the business community to try to give us best service as they can, and try to be as efficient as they can, and adapt. You always have to adapt to the times. And to own.
I think that the business community to own its stewardship of the country, of the community. The business community provides food, clothing, and shelter for us. They have an enormous responsibility. Yes, business is about making money, but business is also about taking care of your community.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Thank you all for watching. We want to thank the person that called for calling. A very important question. Thank you for your suggestions and your criticism. Continue to email me at jtvspotlight@yahoo.com. Don't forget, Spotlight is rebroadcast every Sunday afternoon at 2:30 here on JTV Channel 55. And of course, you can get a handle on Spotlight on demand at jtvlive.net. So if you miss any Spotlight, you certainly could pick it up on jtvlive.net. I want to take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. Be safe, and when the new year comes around, let us all work together in love and peace and harmony to help develop a beautiful British Virgin Islands for all of us. Thank you very much for supporting Spotlight over the many years. I'm Edjuenko, reminding you that when the spotlight is on, you see the facts. Peace and blessings.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Tortola Concrete Limited, and CCT Global Communications.